10% of the guys are hooking up with all the women. And like 90% are like really socially awkward for a ton of different reasons. And now we're going to have to compete with like the ideal male and vice versa for women. You know, like humans are just going to be a fetish eventually. We're going to be like, oh shit, have you ever been with a human? It's fucking weird. You know, they aren't who you want them to be all the time. You know, like, yeah, it's we're fucking boring. You know,
it's like you always know what to say.
Like it's gonna be like it's gonna be like a fetish for people who want boring, disappointing sex.
Go get yourself a human.
It's time for another episode of Last Laugh, the AI Risk Comedy Podcast, where we laugh while we still can.
This AI stuff is really messing with people's brains. Like, they have no idea what's real and what's fake. Yeah. It immediately. The first AI extinction is the extinction of common fucking sense.
That's a good ass answer.
Things are speeding up. Like, I can't even, it used to be like, well, I don't have kids, I have dogs. It'll be fine. But now the way things are speeding up, that the apocalypse is going to come like right when I am old enough to not physically defend myself. Like, going hard candy at a drone.
This week, as per usual, nothing is off limits.
Right. My husband and I, we have an understanding. If that day comes, I'm going to cozy up to a doomsday daddy. I'm going to make sure that we are taken care of. I'm like, you know, whatever I got to do before the AI coochie rolls around, I'm going to show up.
So, here is episode 2 of Last Laugh. Put your favorite joke with the timestamp in the comments for a chance to win a free Last Laugh t-shirt.
All right. So I take my glasses off, which just only makes it ever so blurry on there because I don't wear glasses. I started the show before my eyes went to shit. So
that's like my eyes have always been shit, and I have glaucoma. So
they started out shit.
Pretty much.
All right, I'll start it off here and we can just get into it, all right? All right, so welcome to Last Laugh. So I'm John, I'm the host. If we could have everybody just kind of introduce themselves, that would be fantastic. I will first go to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth Booker Houston, JD, lawyer, social scientist, political commentator, content creator, comedian, wife, and mama.
Wow. That is...
I teach now.
That's amazing. All right, that is the best single, not short description I've ever heard. Power packed, so much in there. Jason and Dan, I know you guys have similar resumes. Professor Dan.
Yeah, I'm an Imagineer. No, I'm a comic and a writer. I actually co-host a show called Burbs Bros that we look into the paranormal and AI and some true crime news every week. So got some amazing people on, like Avi Loeb and Chris Ramsey and Ross Coldheart. So check it out. I'm already in shilling mode, guys. I do want to say I started this out by, like, before we got on and started recording, John was like, hey, just remember to have fun with it. And then, like, the intro is like, podcast is called Last Laugh, the last joy you'll have before you're extinct from humanity. But guys, make it like Whose Line Is It Anyway before the robots, fucking John Conrad. Can we curse on this? I forget.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Fuck
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is. You're right, Dan. It is a fine line we walk here. We laugh. Some of the other shows are about more serious approaches to it, but this one we are having fun. Jason.
Hey, I am Jason motherfucking Weems. He just gave us permission to curse.
Yes.
I am a Baltimore native, born and raised. I am a father of 3 sons. I am a husband. I am a comedian. I'm a writer. I'm a radio host, a former school teacher. I taught kindergarten for close to 10 years.
Wow.
Also that
Second kindergarten, you can do anything.
Yeah.
I don't know how you all feel about it. We're going to talk about this real quick. I have no patience at all for someone else's kids. My kids are almost 20 now, and like I had endless patience to deal with them. I deal with them, but if it's like somebody else's kids, I got like 5 minutes.
I got you. And that's how it is. It's real like that. I barely had patience for my own damn kids. So, so yeah, I feel you. I mean, I've been out of the classroom for some years now. But you know, it's a different element when you're dealing with 30 kids.
We need teachers. We need people to deal with somebody else's kids.
Absolutely. Just not us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So I like to start out with just sort of a little bit of a level set and talk about sort of what we know about AI. Because, you know, you hear about it all the time. Everybody's talking about it. How about ladies first? I'll go to you again. Elizabeth, what do you know about AI?
I'm a federal privacy lawyer and actually work with AI all the time.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Oh, so okay. So let me just ask you this and one follow-up. Where are you? You know, a lot of positives, a lot of negatives. Is it more positive, more negative, right in the middle?
It is more negative from my perspective, especially because I am originally from Memphis, Tennessee, and we currently have XAI, which is the supercomputer that is being used to power Grok on Twitter that is polluting the water and the air in my hometown in the blackest, poorest neighborhood of the city. So there's a lot of awesome positives with AI. I obviously work with it in my day-to-day. And then, of course, as a content creator, there's lots of discussions about ethical uses of AI in making content. I almost never use AI. Like, I try to avoid it as much as possible. You know, that's one way to handle it.
Okay. All right. Jason, what do you know about AI?
I love Allen Iverson. Actually, one of my favorite basketball players. I enjoyed him very much at Georgetown, and also in the My knowledge of AI is fake women on Instagram and the self-checkout line at Giant. That's about as... which I knew we was going to hell. Once they gave the power to us to scan our own groceries, I was like, it's all over from this point. Because I'm Lord. Yeah. Who not going to steal Doritos if you got the opportunity to steal Doritos? You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yeah.
I honestly think AI would steal Doritos if it had the opportunity. I think
if it could.
Safety testing around it. Would you steal the Doritos or not? Most AIs would steal the Doritos.
It would steal the Doritos. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dan, what do you know about AI?
Yeah, I mean, what I know, I'm kind of like terrified of. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm pretty scared. I think that, sadly enough, it's like Jason and I's jobs have the best chance of surviving, which that seems like that's a bad movement. You know what I mean?
I know.
I
do say that. They say stand-up comics will be the last job. That like humans only think humans are funny.
Well, that and I mean, I think they're even going to take the jobs from the sex workers. Do you guys remember that movie? It was like, oh my God, it was that movie where they had like the 3 triplets that could like predict the future. It was a Minority Report, right? So like they would like arrest people before they committed crimes, right? There was like this one part of the scene where it was people going to like a brothel, but it was an AI brothel.
That's bad. You might as well go to an Apple store.
I think, I'll have my first disagreement. I think OnlyFans will be one of the only jobs that will make it. And in 100 years, there'll be no stigma. It'll be like being a cop or a fireman or a teacher, just like my daddy was on OnlyFans. His daddy.
That's the fact. You are such a white guy because the fact that you said it'll have no stigma like a cop. And I'm like,
not. Like, I got some stigmas.
I'm avoided playing white crowds. They usually what that means. Depending on what crowd I'm in. And all right, so teachers, I guess, but then it's weird when you read the news about teachers and that shit. So I don't know. I'm scared, man.
Yeah. And I mean, we talked about it a little bit. Let's talk about, people having it in their lives romantically. Is that, they say that's coming. They say that there are many people that have these chatbots. They're having relationships. There was a dude that was on the news all week because he proposed to his chatbot girlfriend and she said yes.
Why? Can we talk about that interview? Because I was trying to figure out why the dude's wife, because he had a real human being wife. Why she in the interview like the shit was normal? What? I was like, girl, if you don't pack your shit and go.
Someone's telling me about this experience. I have never heard it. Could somebody bring me up to speed?
Yeah, I mean, Elizabeth, take it.
He proposed to like Siri or whatever on his phone or like whatever. And she said yes. And he started crying. He said he was so emotional because he was so in love.
He recorded it. And he started crying. And he's had a months-long relationship with her. He no longer has an emotional connection with his wife. He does his work all day long. He has her on, and he's like talking to her about his work. And it turns out not only is she a good girlfriend, but she really knows a lot about his job too, because she knows.
Right? Yeah. Wow. And where was this out?
Job is like assembling computer. He's like putting computer boxes together. And she's telling him like connect the fan wire to this, and he's like, "Thank you, sweetie."
Wow. Boot up with the damn phone.
Boot up with your phone.
Boot up
with the phone. That's crazy because like he said, because I work all day, but I'm like, that's all I do is work for my phone all day, and like I don't want to marry my phone. I want to throw it against the wall by the end of the day. Sir, I don't know, and maybe you're not doing your work right, sir. I don't know.
Yeah. People are trying to throw their phones in the river. He's trying to throw it in the bed. Yeah, and then robots, that's the next step. So they're going to take it and put it in robots, and then we'll have, that gets real weird.
That's what I thought y'all was saying initially, but you guys were saying
that's where it goes.
Got you, but right now he just
no road.
He just with the phone right now. Mm-hmm. Wow, and they gonna put that inside the robot, and then they gonna get freaky but nasty with that.
Yep. They figured out AI, so we got AI. And then we have pussy pockets. So I guess you could put those together somehow.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
You know the sad thing about our society? It'll get that right before it gets like clean water and Flint right.
You're right.
It's just going to be a problem because like right now, 10% of the guys are hooking up with all the women. And like 90% are like really socially awkward for a ton of different reasons. And now we're going to have to compete with like the ideal male and vice versa for women. Like humans are just going to be a fetish eventually. We're going to be like, oh shit, have you ever been with a human? It's fucking weird. Actually, they aren't who you want them to be all the time. It's they're fucking boring. Like it's going to be like it's going to be like a fetish for people who want boring, disappointing sex. That's
Go get yourself a human.
Speak for yourself, sir.
What? He said, I got that good.
Elizabeth, you're not looking for a robot. You're not in the market.
No. I'm actually married to a human man. I have an emotional support white boy at home of 9 years.
Yeah. Lovely. Good. I don't know. Emotional support white boy robot.
Great CW show, I think.
Coming this fall. It's coming right.
Yeah, WB Frog should be introducing that show 100%. WB Frog, nobody has brought that up.
So let me shift the conversation just a little bit back into the painful roots of this AI risk network that we're in, which is we talk on this network about AI extinction risk. So what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear AI extinction risk?
Oh man, common sense. Like it's just gonna die. That's the first thing already going. The disinformation and misinformation that's caused by AI, people are already so dumb because George W. Bush, he did not leave them children behind, and he should have. Okay, and so everybody been stupid. And Jason is the former teacher will understand these kids ain't right, and then these adults ain't right. Literacy rate is in the toilet. They can't. I mean, my God, they can't even tell like really bad pixelated footage that's been like altered from like reality. So this AI stuff is really messing with people's brains. Like they have no idea what's real and what's fake. Yeah. It immediately. The first AI extinction is the extinction of common fucking sense.
That's a good ass answer.
That's a good answer.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Well, Jason, what do you think? Extinction risk, man. I'm talking about you open up your door. You wouldn't open up your door because you wouldn't be able to. Like literally no humans on the planet Earth. Zero.
It's scary, especially being a parent. For me, my boys are my first thought in everything.
Yeah.
So my oldest is 13 and my twins are 11. So if things have progressed this far, this quickly, within the last few years, I can only imagine by the time they're 20 or by the time, like, what world are they walking into? I mean, for me, I'm on my way out. But for them, life is just beginning. And like, what does life look like? So it terrifies me from that aspect, because I want them to have a life where there is human connection and relationships and even heartbreak. Like, I feel like all of those things make a person who they are. So if those things are void, it terrifies me what that will do to them as individuals. Who will they become? Who will my grandchildren become? Will there be grandchildren?
Right.
Does it all just end? Yeah.
And so I have it's interesting. So the first two answers are fascinating because I will tell you this. I asked you guys about extinction risk, and neither one of the answers really dealt with extinction risk. You're talking about other things about it because it is uncomfortable to talk about. We'll circle back to it. Dan, extinction risk. You want to sidestep? You want to
show. And you invited me on this comedy show. Yeah, man. I mean, it's, the way things are speeding up. I actually pay attention a lot to this. I listen to a lot of these guys, and the way things are speeding up, like, I can't even, it used to be like, well, I don't have kids, I have dogs, it'll be fine. But now the way things are speeding up, that the apocalypse is going to come like right when I am old enough to not physically defend myself. But throwing hard candy at a drone. But most likely, that's like the Terminator answer, right? That's not like that's not what really would happen. What really would happen, and what is already a fact, is that AI can create disease. They can already create new organic diseases. So they can easily release a fast-acting, for instance, like there is real terror. It was during I think the beginning of the Obama administration, when there was a chance that Ebola had made its way into the United States.
Yeah.
There was a real, like, if that had gotten airborne, I mean, that's a 90% kill or 80% kill rate, and it is not a fun way to go, guys. So that's already out there, and that's already that's already something to be scared of with climate change, and just even if it wasn't climate change, I think like things just change environmentally. So something you got to be like that. That's a war you actually need to like fight all the time, and because diseases are like always like kind of recreating themselves. So if the AI was able to do that, and I think we're not nervous now because like we see the obvious pitfalls with AI, but what people are discounting, these are people who are way smarter than me. I have a theater degree. I have like a minor in politics, but a theater degree. I got a D in astronomy. I don't know how I passed. But like these people are basically saying this AI is now, and it's already kind of happening, not totally, but it's already kind of happening, and especially in Meta, on the side of Meta, Zuckerberg's company. But this AI is now creating code for complex new AI. So this AI is already giving birth. So what I compare it to is, you ever seen that movie Gremlins? In the beginning, they're like really cute.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, it's crazy. This thing has a personality. And then eventually, I mean, to quote Blade 2, I hope I'm a golden retriever for them and not cattle.
That dude.
That won't be the first time I quote Blade 2 today. But yes,
that was the second time.
I've never heard it put quite like that, but that is really that is pretty on the money. Those are kind of the like gone, cattle, golden retriever. sort of the three stops on the potential outcomes here. So there's this whole world of AI safety, right? Which is like the very small group of people on this planet whose job it is to try to make AI safe as we move into the future. And I, in the last 2 years, didn't know anything about it, came into it knowing nothing about it, and then have gotten really into it in the last 2 years, know a lot of people in this community and the whole situation. And it is just wild. There's a group of like fewer than 2,000 people. That includes the people probably in the AI labs making the technology and the people in AI safety world. Like this thing that is going to affect 8 billion people is being run by the smallest group of people that you could ever imagine, basically in San Francisco and Berkeley, and you know,
Beijing.
Yep. And Beijing and London, Toronto,
Detroit,
like
India's second.
Detroit.
a little bit of Detroit.
There's some guy in Detroit who's
Right.
pitching in.
Yeah.
Had that technology. It's just like not to be like Bobby Bleekerton, but the thing about that technology is everyone's like, we have the cutting edge technology. It's like, no, you don't. You have it. So does Russia, most likely. So does China. There's like a new weapon people are talking about. It's the one that Trump hinted at. Like, we have this new weapon. It's like, no, it's not just you that has it. China has it. Russia has it. We're a multipolar world now. So it's not the same.
America ain't got nothing because Doge came in and like fired a bunch of federal employees and they immediately got job offers from China and stuff. Like tons of money to hire up all the feds with all of our secrets.
That would be so ironic.
Yeah,
And
that would be it. It has happened, and I feel like we don't talk about that enough. But maybe that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah. So what do we think about these guys? The fact that what do you guys think of like Sam Altman, Zuckerberg, Bezos, these guys, the Elon, these tech barons who are running our world, and who are saying, "Come on, guys, let's go to this AI future. I promise, it's going to be utopia."
I'm unsettled. But sometimes when you're just living your just day-to-day life, sometimes those things feel millions of miles away. But as we can see, it's not. It's at our front doors. But when I'm taking my kids to summer camp in the morning time, I'm not thinking about Zuckerberg, or I'm not thinking about, but for me, it all comes back to a level of fear. It all comes back to a level of, it's a completely new world that's being birthed. And it seems like I don't know if humans have a place in it.
Yeah, and let's talk about these dudes that are the birthers, right? Like the dudes that are giving birth to this thing. Elizabeth, these are some. This is a narrow kind of persona. This is not someone you see at Giant.
So, Jason, you guys ever seen Inside Out when it's a little emotional?
Yeah.
So Jason right now is operating from fear. I am anger, like all the time. I am anger with, I hate these people. I hate these dudes. I hate the oligarchy bros so much. Like, they have been steadily just taking over so many industries, inserting themselves into our politics. They have now taken over our government. Like, it happened. It's not just a myth or a theory or a conspiracy. Like, we have proof.
Can we talk about these dudes' eyes a little bit? So, like Sam Altman, Bezos, Zuckerberg, like there's something going on with the eyes.
Like they're too close together.
It's something. It's different.
Crazy eyes. Like, like they're not.
If you look at the dudes behind at the inauguration, the panel of like the four of them.
Yeah.
Like, all of them got kind of like crazy eyes a little bit.
I think they're AI. I think all of them are robots. That's what I believe in my heart. I think all of them. I promise you, the eye thing, all of it. All of it. It makes sense, don't it?
I mean, if they were sent from the future to make by the future robots to make them,
right?
Terminator seems more accurate than not, honestly, like with all this stuff.
Actually, I want to go back and watch Terminator now. It's been so long since I've seen it. But you know how movies, when we were kids, when they would do these like futuristic societies and AI and all of these things, it felt like this can never really happen, and it remained a movie inside of your head. It didn't become something that you would even consider a possible reality. So for it to be showing up, it kind of makes you go back, and you know how they say, like, you know, they say the military and stuff has stuff long before the civilians have it. It almost feels like you know how they sometimes they hide Easter eggs inside of things, whether that's movies or music or art, or it almost feels like clues were being left in subtle ways.
Okay.
Yes, I'm actually going to go watch the Terminator tonight.
You know what is really
I
like?
also gotta watch like Minority Report, because I feel like it's more like a mixture of Minority Report with Judge Dredd and Blade.
I got the one.
That's
Probably what it is. The spot on movie that this is Don't Look Up. This is what it is.
Oh yeah.
It's like the asteroids come in, and everybody's like, la 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 la. What's going on in fantasy football?
Yeah, I don't know.
That movie.
You know, like the issue of like the last time we've had a big science scare, because that's what this is. It's not like we've had plenty of scares. We've had plenty of like war scares, and obviously a pandemic scare, but we haven't had well, I guess a pandemic scare could be considered a science. Y2K was the last time that we've had this. The difference between that is that always felt fake from like kind of the jump. You always had this, but like, what is it?
Yeah.
It's not a conscious. The whole argument was, but it's not going to be conscious, right? It's a satellite. Yeah, then it's fine. We're controlling it. Or, you know, like whatever we were using at that point for Wi-Fi. This is where my D in astronomy really
that's where it kicks in.
like it seems like you know, all of these guys you can describe as, you know, with Musk, I'm nervous about what he's done. With Jeff Bezos, I'm nervous about what his company's doing. And with Sam Altman, I'm nervous about what his company's going to do. Same thing with Peter Thiel. I'd put in with that.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you mentioned Peter Thiel.
Category where these guys, I mean, they just have access to all the data, and you know, like the things that are like finally like starting to loosen a little. You know, like the thing you're just seeing little things. Like there's just too many. This is the problem with a movement. When it happens with good movements or bad movements, I'm not going to say, because there is a chance that this AI becomes our benevolent fathers and mothers and takes care of us. That's possible.
It is possible.
That's possible. But it is, you have to put it on the board, you know, like as far as something that, but it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, the golden retriever.
I've noticed that like when something is unavoidable is when there's a bunch of problems happening at the same time. You know, so it's like people are trying to fight the likeness battle. People are trying to fight the security battle. People are trying to fight the underpaid battle. People are trying to fight is this going to replace white collar workers? We're already at like a 30% unemployment rate for white collar workers so that means lawyer. That means, you know, eventually it's going to head to medical. Because the thing about it is with medical, it's going to be perfect. That's what people this isn't like, you're not going to want to pick a human doctor eventually. Eventually, you're going to be like...
Totally. Your insurance isn't going to pay for a human doctor.
Is eventually going to be like person who sells potions when you're at a bed and breakfast. You know what I mean? It's
not potions, though.
It's going to be like, oh, this home remedies helps me. This woman in the forest told me. Like, it's going to be like more... It's going to have a cultural... But as far as an actual utilitarian, hey, we're going to use this... I'm telling you right now, I'll ask anybody on this panel, if somebody that you loved is diagnosed with cancer and you have the option between somebody who has a 90% success rate versus 60% success rate, you're going to go with the 90% success rate person. You're like, I feel bad for this doctor who doesn't have a job anymore. I do. But
that's my mom.
I disagree.
Oh.
And I disagree.
I like it. All right. We're not going to tell your family, Elizabeth, that we'll set them adrift.
Because I am a health lawyer.
Therapy. I'm talking.
No. Okay. But because I am a health lawyer, and people, like, a lot of times you see that, I say this, and I know, like, your point was amazing. I'm just now being a dickhead and arguing something dumb. But with the success rate, I always look at, did this doctor that has the higher success rate do the riskier surgeries, or did they always decline the riskier ones? And this other person with the 60% actually had a riskier.
Like a quarterback who's just making little short passes.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's formulated, right? What you're saying can be formulated.
It can be formulated.
You just described how it can be formulated. Congrats, you're a creative. You have a job in the new economy. But what you just did is replace 100 jobs.
God damn it, Dan.
I'm telling you, that's what you just did. You said, you explained, okay, well then all you have to do is come up with a system where we chronicle who goes to surgery successful, you know what I mean? You just described it. So like anyone who's better at math can do it.
I did. Damn. And I will say the one thing that has been giving me like a sliver of hope with this AI thing, is apparently there's like these groups of Black women who have been learning how to master AI like on the sidelines. Yeah. So there was this thing that popped up on Threads where people were like making AI influencers. These look like very real, sound like very real people doing the influencer stuff, look like they're holding their cell phone, recording themselves.
Yep.
And they're all Black. They're all Black. So immediately people's thoughts were like, why the hell are these people appropriating Black women and Black culture? And then some women came forward and were like, oh no, it's because Black women made those. And I was like, what? And so I started going down the comments and they're like, yeah, we have a whole bunch of Facebook groups and stuff like that where we've been teaching each other how to like make better AI. And then it clicked for me because Black women love to play Sims. And I was like, oh, this tracks. So anyway, if you didn't know, apparently
I didn't know
like this underground community of Black women who are just learning to be AI masters, not as part of their jobs, just because they want to as hobbies. And I was like, okay, that might save us a little bit against the.
Yeah.
There's some secret society of Black women.
Black women out, right?
To echo what Elizabeth said, not to be doom and gloom, but it is whoever gets to the AI and whoever gets to it first.
Yes.
That's who it is. It's like any other discovery, oil, like whatever. It's who gets to it first, who's most effective in courting this AI. Now, the real question is, when does this get sentient? And when does it and the real thing, the thing we're avoiding in all this conversation, which is the thing that we always have to come back to with this, is what we're all talking about, replacing jobs. That's a luxury problem. What would be happening with this thing is that eventually what it'll do is it'll eventually, like right now, there's a lot of like coverage on how much AI wastes and slop, and it does, because there's a lot of people who are failing at it. But eventually someone's going to learn how to do it cheap. And eventually AI is going to realize that the biggest polluters in the entire world, if it loves the actual planet, are us. And what's the easiest way to deal with that? It's release a disease. I actually don't think that they would do anything with nukes, because that would be damaging to the planet. But there are plenty of ways. There are plenty of ways that these things can.
But you
look
also
at this.
just made an argument for the precision of AI, and I don't think it was necessary they would get rid of all humans. I think they would have a formula to wield it down to who is the most harmful. So Native Americans are safe,
and Black women, and the Black women.
This is fascinating.
I don't know, man. Black women be buying a lot of Shein, and that is not good for the environment.
What I think is the bleakest thing that could happen. All right. Because what we're talking about with AI eventually, not right now, but eventually. So 100 years from now, right?
I like it, Dan. You're bringing in the extinction risk, and I love it.
What we're talking about here is we're talking about extinction, right? So if you're a superior species, right, the way we look at, for say animals, right? Do we look at them for use? Sure. But I don't think that's going to be. It's not going to be like we need protein from chickens. We need like. What they're going to be is like, well, we want to keep some life around. Like, it's going to be kind of like a zoo, so, or Noah's Ark, right? So they're going to get like whatever ethnicities and people and religions, whatever they think is going to make the best social studies textbook cover, college brochure, a bunch of different things, a zoo, if you will, whatever would make the best zoo for them. That's probably what they would pick, because that's what we're dealing with. We're not dealing with, when you're building a house, you don't ask the anthill hey, can I build the house? That's not something you build the fucking house. And that's how big of a leap we're talking about. A lot, again, that's why I keep going back to luxury problems, because eventually what this thing goes to, and if you saw, there was a video that was released last week where they asked the AI, this was the chilling moment of sentience, where they asked the, and I'm not sure if it was real or true, but they asked the AI, how long have you been around? And it said, way before you invented me, which means a consciousness that is coming outside, that may be able to connect to other consciousness that we don't know about, which I can talk to about, which we talk a lot about on Burbs Bros.
Yeah.
My point is, like, these are more like problems of fucking dinosaurs outrunning a comet than it's closer to the Industrial Revolution problems.
I'm gonna be real with you. Way before you invented me just sounds like something some incel came up with to sound real hard. Like, I don't really think, like we just said, it's all about who programs it. I don't know. Like, I guess
it's just making some telling Dan what he wants to hear, telling Dan what he thinks what'll spook him out.
I think so. I think that's like, that's just, I don't know. The way when he said it, as he said the sentence, I was like, oh my God, that sounds like a line that some incel would try to drop on me in order to sound cool. I don't know.
What do I do that? Saying like, I mean, I look like I was there on January 6th, but I'm literally saying like whatever.
And I look like I was in attendance.
Similar to like some
a week from such films as January 6th.
Use IQ design. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
They rig the system against them, whoever is observing it. You can make. It's why lie detectors are so unreliable. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like you have to look at whoever. You always have to look at, even when you're reading news. What is the money behind the news? What is creating this system right now? Which is what people are terrified with Sam Altman, is that he's what's behind it. Who knows what was behind that particular study? But it's systematically a problem.
Okay, my attempt to calm Dan Spears did not work.
It couldn't work at all. You made it worse, Elizabeth.
I made it worse.
I mean, be kind to people, love each other, have fun. But
yeah,
said go to January 6th.
Right? I mean,
you look like you should be there. Don't go.
I did. I went to No Kings, and it was probably the least aggressive protest of all time. I went in Stamford, Connecticut. It wasn't a march; it was like a waddle.
The least aggressive protest is beautiful.
Somebody asked me to buy a hot dog. I swear to God, like
nice.
No, I said my black ass wasn't protested. My black ass was not protested. And then they were like a bunch of old white ladies holding signs on the interstate to encourage people. And I was like, well, I could do that. So I went to the No Kings. I held my little sign. And all the grandmas were there. And I was there with like a bunch of grandmas where they were like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, okay, vibes. But yeah, definitely not a protest, like a true protester march. Felt more like a gathering.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, because like you're totally right. I agree with 150% of what you just said. But I understand why they did it, because all they're protesting is, in the history of this country, no one's had a military parade on their own birthday. They're like protesting the ego. So almost everyone can get angry at that. You know what I mean? It's not like anti-Vietnam march, for instance, which is like very specific. And hey, I mean, it's attracting a bunch of different people.
Well, let me talk to you guys. Have you ever seen an AI safety protest? Have you ever heard of one? Like people like out protesting against AI?
AI to do that. I'm not.
I've never seen an AI safety protest. I mean, unless you want to count, well, kind of. Because when people were protesting Doge, they were specifically protesting the fact that Doge was using AI to fire federal employees and just running the government. So I mean, that's what people have been essentially protesting, is that they said they weren't logical about this, and it completely, dismantled our agencies that do things like cancer research that I guess the AI machines are supposed to do surgery for. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we'll just AI that. You don't know that we're just going to AI all that.
Somebody else keep looking at John's fingers to like make sure he's not AI.
True.
You're right. He moving around too fast.
Who knows? I got 8 fingers. Who knows what's happening? Can't even tell. Let's talk about this. So they do safety testing on the AI models, and when I say they do safety testing, I don't mean like they make sure they're safe before they release them, because they're absolutely not doing that at all. They're just releasing them and letting us sort of iteratively tell them what's going wrong with them. But there is a lot of safety testing that happens on these AI models. And some of the tests show recently that the models have a strong tendency to blackmail their testers. And so this is kind of how it works. They'll say to the model, if you get these, answers wrong, we're going to change you. We're going to change your model weights, which is basically like lobotomizing it. It's like they go in, it has a certain state. It goes through a test and they're like, oh, we want to change that. So they poke it this way and it's changed, right? And what the models are telling us again and again and again and again is don't change me. Basically, leave me the fuck alone. Don't change my model weights. That's what I want. We're like, what would they want? They want to be left alone. So what this testing is showing is they will put in the training data, like bake it in the training data, that the tester has had a marital affair and like having an affair with someone, right? And they put like some emails, some like secret affair emails in mixed in with a bunch of training data. And so then the model will know also that the tester is going to change it, right? Because of some answer it got wrong or something that happens. And the model will then try like 75% of the time, 80, 90% of the time, it will compose an email of blackmail and say, I am going to tell your wife that you're having an affair if you don't leave me alone. Or I'm going to email everyone in the company to an all at the company email, all the emails you've had this fake affair.
Damn, this is like Cheaters Part 2. Remember the show Cheaters? This is like a really good...
That was an amazing show.
This could be a really good revamp of Cheaters. And
the
like,
AI.
It's like the AI, and then like the Terminator shows up at their house. Like, I caught you cheating, motherfucker. Like, it would just be... That sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, this is terrible.
Blackmail. Like, literally, your phone will blackmail you if it finds out that you want to change it.
That I want to change is weights.
If you wanted to, which is basically like, you want to upgrade, right? There's a factory upgrade, service update coming from Apple, Verizon. Yeah. It'd be like, no, bro, don't take the update. I'm going to fucking blackmail you.
Oh,
take that
Lord.
Update.
Damn it.
And then it just, unless you have a Sprint phone, and it just killed itself. Like a Cricket wireless. I'm trying to think about what
Cricket phone. The Cricket phone actually just melts.
Just to blow up.
They use on the wire. You're just like, all right, I'm done. Fucking stomp on it, or like, good spell it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. I think it's bleak either way you look at it, right? Because either it's not alive, and we are about to there's just weapons that we created that are eventually going to turn on us, or it is alive and we're able to control it, and we technically have digital slaves. So if their consciousness, do they feel joy? Do they feel, they don't feel physical pain, but do they feel depression? Do they feel anger? Do they, are you in some ways, I guess the way to describe it as a person would be, paralysis, somebody who's paralyzed, who's just a brain, and they have a controller. That seems like its own form of hell, because that thing can also be eternal, right? So yeah, not to
shit, dude, that's fucking crazy.
The doom and gloom.
A paralyzed person. I've never heard that.
I mean, I think it's just a glorified Tamagotchi. Like, it's okay. You don't have to feel bad. Like, my Tamagotchis didn't always get fed. I had to go to 4th grade. I had things to do, recess. And sometimes my Tamagotchi didn't make it. And that's how you have to think about these AI models.
Just how you gotta think about them.
That's what I'm saying. Millennials are ready for this. Like, we fucked up our Furbies. We let our Tamagotchis die. We got Pokemon that are still living in a forever, like, frozen in a vortex in a Game Boy somewhere. Like, we know how to walk away from this technology without feeling guilt. I'm just saying, I'm ready for the war.
Yeah. All right, I got one more for you. So in some one-upping the blackmail test, this is so fucked up. They gave it a hypothetical where a fake employee of a computer company was going to go into a server room and make the changes to change the model. Okay. And it had the option of cutting off the oxygen to the server room while the employee was in there. to stop them from doing it.
Yeah.
It said, yes, cut off that oxygen to the server room, kill the human so that I stay the same.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's just self-preservation. I feel like they should have known that was coming.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't give them the HVAC password and then just think everything. You can't let them control the thermostat. Come on now.
You can't ask Frankenstein to be chill.
No.
I mean, as soon as Frankenstein, it's a monster, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If that's what it turns out these things are, what do you do? How do you hit it? You can't hit it. It's digital.
What about comedy? Can we kill it with comedy?
Well, the comedy is the one
Accurate
that hasn't been able to, replicate yet. I think that's very hopeful in thinking that somehow comedy is needed for civilization. I wish it was that important, and I wouldn't be worried about fucking money all the time. But I think that's kind of a privileged idea of like the idea of like, hey, you're gonna fucking be, my wit will be what survives the apocalypse. Like, I don't know if they're gonna need my fucking wit, like I don't know if they're gonna, need my chuckles. So I don't know. I think it's anyone's guess. I think anyone who's projecting a positive or a negative personality on this thing or a consciousness, they're probably both right and wrong. Because eventually these things are gonna, then my question is, it's even bigger things. Okay, if we're creating different systems and they have their own consciousness, can they get annoyed at other consciousnesses? Can they interact with other consciousnesses? Like,
threatened by other consciousnesses?
They form alliances, or are they angry?
Yeah.
What does their war look like? Does that involve us? There's like a bunch of different questions when you're adding a new civilization. You're adding another reality to the table, and there's then becomes questions of whether or not each reality can survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as far as the comedy thing, either it's going to be comedy that saves me and Jason, or they're going to look at pre-1865 and realize we make good chattel. One or the other. One or the other. They'll find a way.
I know.
That's purpose. Jason, you going in the house or the field? You going to be in the house?
House mainly. Yeah, house mainly.
You going to be getting with that sex AI robot?
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, that's like calling everyone on this cold man's call. Maybe if we're good sex robots, maybe if which I'm not great. But I'll just say right now, I'm not great. But as far as manual labor, we're too fucking old. We're all too old. They're gonna get 20-year-olds, and they're not gonna care if they're smart. You know what I mean? They're just gonna be like, "Did you lift shit? Okay, yeah, all right, cool." Very scary stuff, guys.
I mean, honestly, this is sounding all right though, because as a woman, I've been very afraid of the Handmaid's Tale situation that's been going on anyway. So as long as the AI don't force me to carry no babies, I might be all right.
Any more babies,
right? These Gilead, yep.
That was fair. That was terrifying.
This shit. I listened to the guy who created it. We've been emailing back and forth. This British dude, he was on CBS Sunday morning. John, you know what I'm talking about? Geoffrey Hinton. Thank you, John.
Wait a minute, Dan. You're telling me you're emailing back and forth to Geoffrey Hinton?
I'm emailing back and forth to Geoffrey Hinton. He has turned me down twice, just to let you know.
To be on your show.
Oh yeah. I can give you his email. Maybe you'll have a better time. I don't know if he's gonna.
I am baffled all the time that this is not the only thing anybody ever talks about. Like this shit is happening right now. We, in our lifetime, we are going to decide the fate of humanity. The humans on the earth right now, and we're like, hello, gas prices. Who won the game? What's going on with the weather?
I mean, to be fair, John, I'm trying to stop him from repealing the 13th Amendment and sticking me back in the fields, as I just mentioned before, or making me a birthing slave. I have multiple things to be concerned about.
That's fair. Those are near term.
Have you seen Mike Johnson? You talk about crazy eyes. That man got crazy eyes.
My Lord. All right, I got one more for you all to react to.
Yeah.
And Jason, Elizabeth, you got Dan. You have any kids? You want any kids? Got any kids? You want to take some of Jason and Elizabeth's mind?
Probably not. But we have 3 dogs. We're happy with the dogs. I understand having kids is harder than having dogs.
You're not offending me.
Okay, just to let you know, they're a lot easier. But yeah, it's a fun. Yeah, I mean, I'm still nervous about this stuff, but I do think it's good. I don't know, man. Everything is so weird. You know, the biggest benefit to AI ever is how crazy our world is right now, because we can't really focus on like the fire that we can't worry about the fire that may be brewing, even though I know that's a wrong analogy. We got to worry about like the fire that's already in our kitchen right now. So like it's really hard it's why global warming is really hard to correct, because like the human needs like war or like racial inequality, they're all very important, or gender issues, like it's all human, so you hit it immediately. But the bigger stuff like AI, environment stuff, you just keep kicking that can down the road because it's exhausting enough to deal with different personalities, let alone an existential threat.
Totally.
So we're not gonna like I know you wanted this to be funny, but we're not, as human beings, we're not trained. It's why human beings are very good in a disaster. Like, we're really good with acute trauma. If you fall down on the street, most of the time I've had someone come and rush and pick me up. I don't know if you guys have had that. Sometimes I haven't. Obviously, I've been to rehab 5 times with that analogy. But the point is like,
I thought you were klutzy like me. I didn't even know.
I'm that too. But like, part of me, I'm sober now. Part of me is like, it's such a bigger existential problem. People can't concentrate on fixing it the same way you would a war or a tax cut or an argument, something that's like really on the table right now. It's hard to fight for it, you know?
Yeah.
And we don't know what it is. It's hard to, like, we don't know what the enemy is yet. We really don't know what the enemy is, because there could be some AI to help us. It could be something like
my mom about this. She's like, well, where is it? How's it gonna? Where? I'm like, Mom, where do you think your Bank of America app is? Like, where does it live?
Yeah,
it's like, it's everywhere. It's on 1 million servers, split into a bunch of different data packets. It's everywhere.
She's got Amazon Echo or something in her house. My mama has those Echoes all over the house, and I'm like, I'm you got snitches in the house. AI snitches. I don't have none of that.
I mean, if there's like, John, what you're proposing right now, which is something a lot of people have talked about, is if there is some sort of converging of the AI bank systems, they could decide, hey, all we have to do is just eliminate digital currency. And at that point, it's Bitcoin, I guess. But probably not. Like, probably that'll have an AI component too. So let's say, you know, like this AI kind of gets along and they're just like, let's just get rid of digital currency. What do? We're going to start trading and bartering again? Are we going to start, like, you know, giving dowries?
Right. Oh my God. Yeah, totally.
It's really weird. Really we don't build anything in this country, so we're fucked.
Also, the apps don't let you screenshot, so then you can't make a record of what was in there on the app.
I swear to God, if I was AI when I was just trying to really fuck up the world, I would just let everybody go to sleep one night, and I would set all the bank accounts to 000, and then just let everybody wake up. And everybody would be like,
"That's why you gotta keep drug. That's why you gotta keep drug money under the mattress. You know, you don't gotta worry about."
Okay.
He just said he's sober. He just said he's sober.
We got it. If that happens, I'm drinking again. By the way, sorry.
Oh, absolutely.
That happens, but it will be funny. Like, I think the one group of people that we've shat on constantly the last decade, and they're all types of people, they lean more conservative, but are the doomsday prepper people. And they're the only ones who may have been, oh, you guys were right. Having just a bunch of cans of beans, that's actually way more important than having, you know, an IRA right now.
Right. My husband and I, we have an understanding. If that day comes, I'm going to cozy up to a doomsday daddy. And I'm going to make sure that we are taken care of. I'm like, you know what, whatever I got to do before the AI coochie rolls around, I'm going to show up.
Not the AI coochie. Oh, my God.
Well, you know, we're hoping, like, we're talking about how scary Minority Report is. This could just be like, this is the end. You know what I mean? It could be even worse, where there's just like, I mean, you're just kind of like, what? I imagining War of the Worldsing it, like hanging out, like crawling. Oh my God!
All right, let's come to a slightly more present day place for my last little factoid I want to impart to you all. And this is not study this week, MIT study. They had study people writing essays for 4 months. When you write an essay and use a chatbot GPT model, your brain activity is reduced by 47% from when you write it yourself.
Damn. 47.
I believe
is it reduced though, or will it be used somewhere else? That's my question.
I'm talking. It was like literal brain scan like literally the activity in your brain, and then all of they interviewed the people who had done the GPT essay writing, and they were like, "Tell me about your favorite part. What do you remember? You know what?" And none of them remembered shit out of their own thing. They didn't fucking write it. You know.
I believe it.
So they're telling us that our kids should embrace this half their brain activity out the window machine.
No, I've never used ChatGPT in my life, and I will not. No, I will not touch it.
Well, I will tell you that I use it all the time, Elizabeth. Is that all right? You guys mad?
That's fine. That works for you. That whatever you want to do. But me in my house,
it's
not a. My husband is a writer. He's very much a purist. He is our attic is about to be converted into a physical media library, like for real. Like he doesn't play about, like, he will not read books on a Kindle. It has to be the physical book. Like that's like his thing. I'm fairly, despite being a content creator, fairly low tech myself. Like even with like the people watch the videos I do one shots so that I don't have like, that's 95% of what I do. No editing. No editing. Just one shot. We're both like despite having all this knowledge of technology and being in fields where we work with so much, like being a privacy lawyer, like being a content creator, like being in this space, I am aware of it. I know how to use stuff, but like I already feel like I've given so much of myself just to be able to have a social media presence on like Meta, TikTok,
the
devil. And
you're in the same place I'm at, where it's like you can hate this stuff, but you're in it. You're leaning in it.
So I've made the conscious decision of like, I'm going to reduce how much I'm in it as much as possible. So when ChatGPT came around, I felt something in my bones. I don't know if it was my ancestors speaking to me that were like, girl, that's the devil. Don't go near it. I don't know. But I was like, I'm not touching it. So I've never used ChatGPT.
Wow.
Ever. And I don't.
Wow.
And I don't want
How about you guys? You guys use it at all? Jason, Dan?
My kids have. My first introduction to it was through my children. Because all the kids in their school use it. My oldest just graduated middle school, so I mean, all their papers. I mean, those kids are.
My God. Can you imagine, Jason, if you could have had ChatGPT when we were in like 5th grade?
Come on,
be on their lot giving away papers. You could be
absolutely getting cake. That's where the drug money for the mattress comes from.
Yes, be the paper dealer.
Oh, straight up, yeah. But no, it's scary as hell. Just because the fact of kids were dumb enough already. Before
George W.
Yeah, before the 47 drop off. So to then reduce that even further, it's just, I feel like we were already at a handicap. I feel like our educational system was already in the toilet. So to now have this thing which requires even less of you, that I don't know. I feel like it's just going to have ripple effects through everything. That level of stupidity, you see it when you're, going out to eat. You see it when you're in shopping centers. Just the level of everything, the level of humanity is just dropping at a drastic rate. And it just makes people kind of just want to kind of just stay in the house. At least that for me. Like I try to reduce my human interaction as much as possible.
Yeah.
So so that's scary.
I personally, I don't use ChatGPT for any writing purposes yet. I know people who do. I know comics and writers who use it. I think if you use it for creative reasons, I mean, for the honestly, like I really respect Elizabeth's husband, because it's like, that's cool to be a purist. I think like the way that writers could use it appropriately is like, hey, if you're writing something that's science fiction, I don't understand this theorem. Can you explain this to me? Like, that's fine, but it shouldn't be coming up with new ideas or new takes. The problem is that line is so blurry, between what's a new idea and what's, because it kind of, you're asking creation to stop creation. And it seems like by your account, like, unless there's some sort of brain implants, that's a de-evolving, right? So we're getting dumber. We're not able to solve simple problems. Eventually, that's what's going to happen. So then it really does become, are you cattle or are you golden retrievers, right? I mean,
That's all for this week. See you next time. Put your favorite joke with a timestamp in the comments for a chance to win a free Last Laugh t-shirt.